Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button and help us get to 1,000 subs. And today we're going to be talking about the decision I made for the Golf R when it comes to the cold air intake and the turbo inlet elbow, or turbo inlet pipe, whatever you'd like to call it. So I ended up going with a CTS turbo cold air intake and a CTS turbo inlet elbow. The reason I picked those two and that manufacturer is because there's plenty of flowcharts online showing like the differences between, different elbows, different intakes and all that. But I did everything with, the thought that I was gonna, my max is gonna be a stage 2 on E30 probably, even if I go E85. The extra CFMs from, say more expensive products, the car wouldn't need it at this point in time. So with what my plans are, so I would suggest that if you're trying to go to stage 2 on E30, even maybe E85, that you can just do a CTS elbow and intake, and the CFMs that it will produce are plenty for, that stage 2 setup. So that's just what I went with, and the real results are going to be in the dyno, that I'll probably have done in, I don't know, maybe a week or two from now or something like that. I'm just trying to break in the new clutch. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to install the inlet elbow and the intake, since it's like, such a similar install for both, and it's kind of like, we're doing it at the same time. I'll put timestamps in the description with the different times, where I guess the installation starts. So if you want to skip to that over this kind of like intro, you can, but by this point it's too late, so it doesn't really matter. But I'll leave you guys to the installation. I hope you like it, and I'll see you at the end of the video. The first thing you're gonna do to install the intake is you're gonna loosen that guy little there right there, and then you're going to pull this hose off, and then you should be able to just reach under here and pull this out from here, and I think there's one more over here somewhere, but if you just reach under here and pull up, you should be able to remove it, which removes the standard box here. Have this out, this little guy out. What you're gonna do is you could literally just pull this up. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know why they make it a big deal. It's literally in here. I could just pulled it up, came right out, and kind of move that to the side a little bit, because we're gonna need to work in here. Okay, so yeah, so I think let's look at our next step real quick. T30 Torx and loosen that guy up right there. Now, once you loosen that little guy up, you just rotate this clockwise and remove it. All right, guys, so let's just take a quick look at the stock one versus the aftermarket one. Do you see that difference? It is massive. I think this one could probably fit inside. Look at that. That's crazy. So now we loosen these two guys up. That's your Allen. Loosen those guys. We're gonna put this back in. So it's gonna go in the same way, just like that. And then first you're gonna tighten that up, and then you're gonna tighten those two. And then the last thing you're gonna do is you're gonna hook that back up there. So you put it in, rotate it counterclockwise to secure it, and then tighten that first, and then you can tighten these two after. Okay, so that's in there now. Just a little tip, make sure that you do not tighten that Torx too much, because it will break. And also make sure you tighten that first and then those. And then, and then put your intake back in. So let's get to it. So the next step here for the intake is going to be installing the silicone coupler with these two. And there's the two coupler here. Putting that guy on, onto there. And then one coupler on the smaller side and one on the larger side. And I would, you can tighten the smaller side, but leave the larger side, so when we put the tube, it can go in there. Also, there's gonna be this bolt that comes with it. It's gonna go right there in the second one here. That comes with the cold air intake kit, and then we're gonna use that later. And they say to put these on this first, and then put this whole thing in with these on. I'm gonna put these on first by themselves, and then just push that on top of them. I don't see why they do it the opposite way. So I'm just gonna push these onto here, like that, like on top, all three, and then I'm gonna push the housing on top. So let's do that real quick. Should be easy. So now these three are on top. That was easy to just push them on by hand. You can use some WD-40, but I put these on, and then I'm just gonna put the housing on top of those, kind of like the stock one. Easy. So just push these down and then try to get these through. You want to line the middle one first, and then this little guy you're just going to put in this hole right here. Remember how we put this halfway threaded? Because when we put this tube in, it's going to go, say, like that. So it's going to kind of hook onto that, and then you'll tighten it later. It's kind of just there for support. So we're going to put this in. Make sure you use the this guy over here. I'd put this on first, tighten it a little bit, and then put the rest on, and then tighten it. So sorry, put this on first, like probably like this, so you still have access. Put this guy on like so, and then tighten it all down. Now, once you have that in there, like so, that's tight now. You're gonna tighten that bolt that was under here just a little bit, not too crazy. I mean, it's right there. Just so it's like snug, nothing too crazy. And then all we do is we put this bad boy on here, like so, and then we're good to go. Now, once that guy's installed, the turbo inlet pipe, do not forget to put this back on. This guy down here, just push it nice. There you go. There you go. There you go. CTS intake, turbo inlet pipe, beautiful. Let's start her up and hear the sounds. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed the installation and the sound clips. I think it sounded great. We did have the crackle because that was after, the tune and everything. But, you hear on the beginning of the rev and you hear like when I let off the intake noise, way more turbo noises, way more intake sound. Sounds beautiful. And the intake is on solid. I've had it on now for about like 2-3 weeks, and the intake is really strong, and it seems to do well, and the sounds are great. So I really would recommend the intake, but we'll see, what the results are when I get the dyno done, and what the gain over stock was with what I have done to the car so far. But I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share to join the Couch Gang, and I'll catch you guys later.